ready, but we're about to start the show right now. How's everybody doing? Let me just get a couple of things in order real quick. I hit the button. This is like the second time I put the button on the I put the jump off over here and I hit the button and it started early. Give me 1 second. All right, let's get all this going. How's everybody doing today? We got a lot to talk about. I was not ready. I was absolutely not ready yet. We have a lot to talk about today. One of the corroborating witnesses pulled up. Well, today, one of the corroborating witnesses pulled up. We're going to talk about that. As you can see, I don't got the light on. Sheesh. One of the corroborating witnesses pulled up. They were interviewed. We're going to talk about that. A couple of things I want to say about this real quick. Right early in the video, dude was all over the place. He was all over the place. I don't know if to say he was a good witness. I don't know if to say if he was a bad witness. I'm going to let you hear some of the things that he had to say. You can ascertain that for yourself. But I will say this without a shadow of a doubt. He said quite a few things that I don't get it over his. I 100% don't get it. And I had like a whole thing I wanted to say before the show started. Or while the show started. But I was 100% not ready for this. So give me 1 second. I need to go get a thing so I can set a thing up right here. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's had a beautiful day. I hit the damn button to start the show by accident. I wish they moved that button. I want them to move that button. They gotta stop putting that button right there. And I want to thank everybody that pulled up to the show this morning, show this afternoon. I want to thank everybody that pulled up to the show this afternoon. I appreciate all of y'all. That's a whole fact. Give me 1 second. I need 1 second because I hit the button to start the show. I started the show early by accident. I need 1 second. Be right back. Okay. First thing I want to say is there was a lot of jousting going back and forth with the attorneys. There was a specific part of the show, pardon me. There was a specific part of the court proceeding where there was an issue over something that he might have or might not have said on the stand. I personally think he said it, but he might not have said it. In the context of what it means by law means by the courtroom was absolutely full today. You was in there, Jalen. You was in the courtroom, Mr. Jalen Jackson. Courtroom was absolutely full today. Absolutely full. This is the fullest I've seen the room, the courtroom, this particular courtroom, the fullest I've seen this particular courtroom. It was absolutely full. If they had any more people come in, I don't know if we would have had seats. To be honest with you, I don't think there would have been enough seating. And just so we can be clear, I always attempt to sit in one specific seat because I think that it affords me the best opportunity to be able to record the information. So I want to say I appreciate the side that I sit on, the families, because that's a specific family side. I appreciate y'all allowing me, or it not being that big of a deal that I sit over there, because that allows me the best opportunity to be able to record the information. So that's like the number one reason why I want to sit there, to be honest with you. Oh man, so we're gonna be talking about Mr. Malcolm Kenyon today. It was so interesting. first of all, I just want to say that this dude 100% embraces the snitcheritis that he has. He's all of the snitching, and he has snitch ammonia. He embraces it. He's like, I told on everybody. He said this in court, just so we can be clear. He said, I told on everybody, because just so we could be clear, the deal that he actually has with the U.S. Attorney's Office, basically, is that he has to tell on everybody. So whenever he's asked that question, he has to basically say, yeah, I told on everybody. So when he's on the stand and they ask him that question, he literally has to say, yes, I told on everybody, whether he told on everybody or not. He has to say he told on everybody. Now, with that also being said, before we go any further, he told on his girlfriend. Who's everybody? Everybody. He said he told on everybody. Everybody that was down with his clique. His clique was called out of your league, out of their league. He told on everybody. And out of their league, I guess that gang doesn't exist anymore. He said he told on everybody. That's one. Two, he told on his girlfriend. And I'm going to tell you the worst part that he told on his girlfriend, not just because that's pretty bad, but the worst part about him telling on his girlfriend is he told her to do the shit. She didn't really do nothing. Like, he just told her, I guess, to go pick up some stuff and drop some money off or some shit like that. Like, it's something that I guess he could have anybody do, but he had her do it and got her all wrapped up in it. Now, he said star. I'm not sure which star he's talking about, but I'm assuming he's talking about Star Brim, but maybe he's not talking about Star Brim. Maybe he's talking about a different star. I don't know. But apparently, I think it's Star Brim. But anyway, in any regard, he snitched on her. He told her to go do a thing, and then she wasn't even. It's some star. I don't know what star it is. What star is it? Her name is Star. That's the only star. A star report. I'm assuming it wasn't him. No, I believe you. It wasn't her. I'm saying I don't know what star it is, and now I'm making jokes about it. Anyway, the point is, it was a star. I don't know what star it was. So apparently it wasn't Star Brim, and it wasn't the Star Report. Oh, the light-skinned girl. The Puerto Rican girl or the light-skinned, I think she's light-skinned or Puerto Rican or something like that. And they had her on video camera snitching. And that's the one that I think he said to say I made him do it. Yeah, her. So he snitched on her. He snitched on her. But he told her to go do the thing. Look, this is the best thing I can say about this altogether. Just stop doing crap. Star Bermudez, thank you. There you go. Appreciate you. Who's that? 845 Inc. Network. Salute. Yeah, like what the hell, fam? So she was not a criminal, and then you told her to do some criminal shit, and then you told the police. I don't know what to tell you on this one. Yo, I'm just saying, we gotta choose better. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to mess with a drug dealer or you want to mess with somebody that's living in that life, it's a good chance they're gonna try. You're gonna get caught up. It just might happen. Hold on one second. Oh man, I got a couple of things to say. Don't worry, I got some stuff to talk about. This is crazy. I couldn't even believe that it happened that way. To be honest with you, it sounded bananas to me. So give me 1 second. So he told on everybody. This is his own words. Before we get to actually what happened in court, I want to say something. These guys is dangerous because I can just assume that before all of this happened, he was out in the world doing all of the most gangster, all of the most grimiest, all of the most shit that somebody will look at him and be like, yo, he a real one. I'm pretty sure he was out there doing all of the things. And then he turned around and he admitted the dudes he snitched on was all under him because he was the top of the pyramid. So he snitched on all the people that work for him. The government ain't doing that no more. Like, they're not accepting that no more. but he snitched on all the people that work for him. This is crazy. I don't even know what to tell you as far as this is concerned. And then, just so we can be clear, add insult to injury. Just what I want to make a point real quick. When he was giving his testimony, I could assume that there was people in the courthouse, in the courtroom, that probably had a thing or two on their mind that they was thinking about and was like looking to their left and looking to their right. Like, I thought this dude was real. Like, what's up with these guys? It's like when an old person, appreciate you, A45 Inc. It's like when an old person see another old person die of natural causes, and they're just like, oh wow, like this could happen to me. This could happen to me. Oh Lord. In any regard, it was crazy. It was just bananas. The dude, the snitching, that the dude was he's not even, he's obviously, he's pretty proud of it at this point. He's just like, this is what I'm doing. He's pretty proud of it at this point. He had bread. The dude said he made over $1 million or something. I wrote a couple of numbers down. We're gonna get to that. In any regard, right now I'm not even gonna tell you where he works at. So in 2016, July 19th, he was arrested for drug trafficking. Just so we could get an understanding of what was going on. There was a wiretap that he did not know about. He got caught on a wiretap that he did not know about. He got snitched on. The way that he got caught, he got snitched on. The way he got caught is he got snitched on. That's how he got caught. So basically what happened was when he got caught and the person snitched on him, and he found out the person snitched on him, they came to him, and when he was about to get ready to make the deal, it was under the impression, under the auspice, that everything that he says is he's going to be telling only the truth. So the way he made it come off as, he couldn't lie if he wanted to, because they already had a dude that was already snitching on him. So if he lied, they'd know he lied. So he wouldn't be able to get no deal. So therefore, he got to tell the truth about everything. Dude said he was telling them about crimes out the wazoo. And he was just anything he knew about. It became the police's information. That's basically what he said. If there's anybody that was in the courtroom, if I'm saying anything wrong, feel free to correct me. Feel free to correct me. If I'm saying anything wrong, feel free to correct me. If you was in the courtroom. Network said his own brother told on him. Yo, look, so it was crazy. I was just like, what in the hell, fam? Everybody told on his own woman. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Like, once there's certain things people say that they did, and then I'm like, really? In any regard, let's get to it. So there was a wiretap, right? So on the wiretap that he was on, apparently they let him out. Just so we can be clear, they let him out because of the whole COVID thing. So that's not why they let him out, but that's the excuse they use. You understand what I'm saying? The COVID prison release thing, that's the excuse they use to let him out. He was a good worker for them, so obviously they just wanted to put him back out in the street or whatever the case is. I don't. Yeah, they said what his name is. I'll get to that a little bit later. They said something that they called him M.A. Prez. That's what he was called, M.A. Prez, apparently. Anyway, they said that that's why they released him, because of the whole COVID thing. He got released in September 2020 because of the COVID situation. The U.S. Attorney's Office decided to release him. He was incarcerated because of the wiretap. Also, they said he will only work, like, whether he can't leave his local area, all type of mess like that. He can't travel without permission. He got a curfew, and he had an ankle monitor. They took it off in, I think, 2022. He had an ankle monitor on from 2020 up until 2022. That's when they took it off. September 1st, 2016, that's when he started meeting with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the 5K1 letter. So he didn't actually get M.A. Satan. I keep hearing that they called him M.A. Satan. I keep hearing that. Anyway, he started meeting with the U.S. Attorney's Office in September 2016. Remember, that's after the situation happened with Tax. The situation happened with Tax happened May 25th, 2016. So he started meeting with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the 5K one letter about 2016. But he ain't signed the letter of being put on with them until April 7th, 2017. So he was giving them information, and basically, basically, this is the way I understand it. This is the way it was explained to me, not just here, but a couple of other places, in order for me to get an understanding of it. You start giving them information before they give you any kind of anything. Your information has to pan out. So that makes it so you can't just be like, yeah, I'm going to work for you, and then they give you a thing and you just tell them anything. You have to tell them information that pans out. So basically, you got to get other people. What up, Murph? Copy. So you got to tell him information. You didn't Murph that came up in court, right? So you got to, I'm asking, you got to tell him information. You got to tell the U.S. District Attorney's Office information that pans out. So you have to tell them stuff that actually work. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to facts that actually work. And then after you give up a certain amount of information and they see, yes, that's what I figured. We're gonna get to you in a minute, homie. So you got to give information. If I'm saying anything wrong, correct me in the comment section. If they got anything wrong in court and I repeat it, give your version right there in the comment section, homie. So look, check this out, just so we can be clear. The way it works, and this is the way that I know it to work, or the way I believe it to work, not just from this case, but also previous cases that I've looked at, is what they do is you have to give them information. And when that information pan out, then that's when they start being like, okay, we're going to let you sign this deal with us. But you got to give up a whole bunch of shit before they'll even sign the deal, just so we can be clear. So in 2017 is when he actually got the written agreement with the U.S. District Attorney's Office. That was People's 18. It was actually the agreement. Now, this is the funny part, right? Yes, Banger Brothers there every day. So this is the funny part, right? You talk about Trife. This is the funny part, right? So inside of that agreement, there is also a part of it that says that if there's any threats or anything that come to him like that, that they're going to give him protection. So they asked him, and he was understand. They was like, so you signed a protection agreement? He was like, no, man, I ain't signed no protection agreement. So I'm going to say this. So there's a part where the prosecutor, I guess, was trying to make her point, just so we can be clear. So she was trying to make her point. And by making her point was that he wasn't in witness protection. But there was a room full of mofos that might want this guy hurt. Why are you going to say that he has no protection? I was sitting there. I was sitting there like, this dude is on the stand talking about he snitched on everybody, including his girlfriend. And you busy trying to make it seem like you can just get to him at will, like he has zero protection in order to win your case against TAXSTONE. I thought that was a little irresponsible. But she came back around, cleared it up, and made it, if there's any actual threats against him, then they'll step in and make sure that they don't got threats against him. But that was bananas. Yo, am I wrong? Did that shit happen? That was bananas. That was really in there, like, real talk, no lie. They was really in there, like, yo, look, he don't have no witness protection, yada yada, this and that. There's people in that courtroom that he did dirty. Them and their friends, or at least their friends, because I'm assuming their friends are all locked up in jail at this point, or went to jail and got effed up over this shit. And you trying to make it seem like everything is cool. Like, what in the hell, fam? Shout out to Otto. Anyway, y'all don't really need to know what he went to jail for, but basically it was narcotics, money laundering, and gun trafficking. That was a big part of the beginning. That was a big part of the beginning. That was a big part of the beginning of his testimony from the prosecution. They was just letting everybody know what kind of crimes he committed. He trafficked anything over 5 kilos of cocaine in 2006 to 2016. He distributed over 280 grams of cocaine, 10 kilos of marijuana, and he got and his charges are up to life. Just so we can be clear. Also, they're saying that he has a racketeering conspiracy, gun, drugs, criminal organization out of their league. That was the name of those guys. They said they put money in legitimate businesses. That's why it was money laundering, because they was taking the drug money and then they was using that drug money to fund legitimate businesses. That's money laundering. So if you selling like cocaine or whatever, and you selling a ton of cocaine, and then you take that money that you're selling cocaine, and then you use that money to like open up a barbershop or some shit like that. That's money laundering, because that money is dirty. You understand what I'm saying? So he got in trouble for that. In 2002, there was a gunfight with a rival gang. A rival gang did not have guns, just so we can be clear. Murph said, I'm the only one that didn't get swept up by the feds, but he still told on me. In 2002, there was a gunfight with a rival gang. 3 people got hit, but they were the only ones that were shooting. The rival gang wasn't doing any shooting. In 2009, they threatened somebody with a gun, found the gun after getting his own gun. He got threatened by a guy with a gun. Then he went and got his own gun, saw the dude, and then beat the dude. In 2010, he assaulted somebody. They got stabbed but didn't die. In 2011, 2012, he assaulted another guy, the head of OTL. Now, he told the U.S. Attorney's Office this information. This is just the information that he just told him. He used a firearm to distribute the narcotics. He gave information after co-conspirators got arrested for the gun. So basically, there were 9 guns, and that one was the guns that he said. And there was 9 guns, and that was one of the guns. He was going to get 30 to life, mandatory minimum to run consecutive. They used drug proceeds to further drug businesses, yada yada. Just want to let y'all know what he was doing before we get to the actual shit real quick. 2015 to 2016, he had guns come from Virginia. He was trafficking guns from Virginia to New York. That is a maximum of 5 years. He used drug proceeds to further drug businesses, then put proceeds in his business accounts. That is a maximum of 20 years. He had credit card machine making fake credit cards. That's a maximum of 10 years. That was from 2015 to 2016. He did identity theft, fake credit cards used. That's a maximum of 2 years. Also, check fraud. He possessed fake checks. That's a maximum in 2014. That's a maximum of 10 years. So altogether, he was going to get a minimum. His minimum was 42 years, and his max was life. But 32 altogether, because they must run consecutive too many to the other sentence. He has 1 felony conviction cell for narcotics, 4 misdemeanors, and as a minor, he had 1 felony conviction cell for narcotics, 4 misdemeanors, and he told the government of all of those crimes. He attempted to rob a drug dealer. In 2016, parole violation. He's known TAXSTONE since 2012, and they've been friends since 2012 to 2016. Boom. All right. So at this point, after all of that was, then he said, "Do you see TAXSTONE in the court?" He pointed dead at Tax. Oh man. Why you want to ask him his IG for? So you could tell him to stay away from this page? Anyway, they asked him. He pointed dead at Tax. That was crazy. Yo, Murph, if you in court again, man, make sure you give me your IG or you can shoot it to me. Somebody put my IG in the chat. They said, somebody put my IG in the chat. They said, Joe, do you see, whoever in the courtroom? He pointed dead at Tax. And then he recognized Tax's phone number. By recognizing Tax's phone number, all of the things revolving around Tax's phone number is now there's somebody saying that is Tax's phone. So whenever they have anything, what up, Mello? Copy, my fault, worldwide. So they looked at the phone. The reason why they had him say that that's the phone number 9 times out of 10 is because of the information that they have on the phone. Now they're gonna, every time somebody come up, they're gonna be able to associate that phone number with that person. Salute Mike Jones. They're gonna be able to associate that phone number with that person. You understand what I'm saying? So that's most likely the reason why they wanted to make sure that he was able to say, or that he said this is TAXSTONE's phone number. But the funny thing is, he didn't know it offhand, because who knows anybody's phone number offhand. And he didn't have his phone with him at the time, because they're not letting phones come in. He just couldn't have his phone with him. So basically what had happened was, he said, I don't got IG no more. I don't blame you. So basically what happened was, they just showed him Tax's phone number and said, is this Tax? They showed him a conversation. So basically by him looking at the conversation, seeing who was talking, he was able to ascertain that the conversation came from TAXSTONE, from the number that was TAXSTONE's number. Anyway, so he spoke to Casanova 2 times, just so we could be clear. He saw Casanova 2 times often in 2016, said about 50 or so times. I guess that's a lot. We got friends that we only see like once a month, right? So I guess 50 or more times in a year is a lot. In any regard, on May 25th, 2016, he met up with his wife, his girlfriend that he was dating at the time, and TAXSTONE in Rock Nation building. He met up with TAXSTONE in Rock Nation building with his girlfriend, Star Bermudez, I guess y'all talking about. All right, Murph, that's what it is. Star Bermudez, I guess they're talking about. And TAXSTONE was with Casanova. So he went to meet TAXSTONE at Rock Nation building. Remember, TAXSTONE is the dude with the clout. So he went to go meet TAXSTONE. This is why, anyway. So he went to go meet TAXSTONE in the Rock Nation building. TAXSTONE was with, when he got there, he came down there with his girlfriend. TAXSTONE was with Casanova and Casanova's wife, Jazzy. They were there. They went out to eat before they went to Irving Plaza. Now, I want to say this so we can be clear about this. He didn't know that he was going to go to Irving Plaza. TAXSTONE had no plans on going to Irving Plaza. This is what Homeboy said, just so we can be clear. TAXSTONE had zero plans of going to Irving Plaza. And I'm just going to say this. Y'all know I don't usually give opinions or anything like that, but this is not an opinion. This is a point of contention between the defense and the prosecution. So this is actually something to deal with the court proceeding. So TAXSTONE is in trouble for a murder 1 count. Murder 1 count basically meant that you intended. Let me read his charges real quick, just so we can be clear. We go to his charges real quick. I don't know how this will affect anything, just so we can be clear, but this is just something I wanted to point out. As soon as I heard him say this, it just dinged in my head. Ding, 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 just so we can be clear. We just get to this. Yeah, I want to talk about something real quick. My fourth y'all, I just want to talk about, we go to the opening statements. So he was indicted on a 125.25 subsection 1, and that's basically the murder charge that he was indicted on, right? So I'm pretty sure this is murder 1. So they're saying that he intended to cause death, right? But are you trying to say that he went to the event under the with the impression that he was going to run into Troy Ave and then something was going to happen? Because he didn't even know he was going. So I'm assuming since he didn't know he was going, there could kind of be an assumption made there that he also didn't know who was going to be there. Because if somebody tells you, yo, at the last minute, yo, let's go pull up to this thing, let's go do this thing. Let me get my pen so I can mark this page. We're going to go up to this thing, let's go do this thing, and they tell you that at the last minute, what is the chances that he knew that Troy Ave was going to be there? So I'm guessing that could be a point of contention. Right? That could be a point of contention, just so I can be clear. Hold on 1 second. There's a lot of things that have been said actually that helps TAXSTONE. Not just today. I mean, I've been pointing at them somewhat, but not really. But there's a lot of things that have happened that actually the judge literally said that there was an audio recording that actually helps TAXSTONE's and the defense team. I don't think they played the audio recording. This was like yesterday. I think after the judge said that, I think the prosecution decided that they didn't want to play the audio recording, just so we could be clear. But there's an audio recording that they wanted to play, and then the judge heard it, and then the judge literally said, "This helps. This actually helps TAXSTONE's case. This helps the defense." Just so we could be clear. How could Troy? Oh, we're not doing that. We're talking about this right here. But I get you, Mr. Brooklyn Don. So he didn't know he was going to go to Irving Plaza. This was all like a last minute thing, just so we could be clear. They was at the Gonza something eating. I don't know. I didn't know how to spell the damn thing. It's some food eatery, and it starts with Ganza. I don't know what he was eating. In any regard, I'm not that high class as shit. If they would have said McDonald's, I would have been like, hell. In any regard, they all went to Irving Plaza after they left there. They couldn't get in through the side, so they went in through the front. Now, they showed the video. I'm going to go to the steps they actually took. Hold on. So basically, just so we can be clear, they went in. I want to mark that last page. Give me 1 second. So basically, they went in through the front. So first, they have them outside the Irving Plaza. They showed the video of them outside in the front of Irving Plaza. There was the video of 5 of them walking around the front of the building. Then they showed another video, another camera angle, and it was the front door where you entered through, and they showed tax and I wrote company walk past security without being checked. Then they showed another video, and they showed them walking into the lobby. Then they showed another video, and they showed them walking upstairs as they entered. Then they showed them another video, and it shows them going near the VIP or whatever the case is. And then they showed another video, and in that video, all of them was in the VIP except for tax. All of them was not in the VIP except for tax. Then if I'm getting any of this wrong, for anybody that was in the courtroom, put it in the chat. Then they showed another video of tax on video in the VIP. Then they showed another video that showed tax. Wait, pardon me. That's a stairwell camera showing Malcolm, Jazzy, and Star leaving. Then they showed the front of the building where Jazzy, Star, and Malcolm had already left. This was around 10:11. Right? Remember, the situation happened at 10:13. So basically, what had happened was Jazzy and Casanova got into an argument. When they got into the argument, Jazzy was like, "I'm going home." So she just turned and left. She was like, I had enough of your shit. She turned and left apparently. Just a couple spat. So also hit that like button so we can send out some notifications, y'all. Hit that like button for me. So they go outside. He puts Jazzy in a cab. Then he takes homegirl home, or whatever the case is, that he's headed home in any regard. So this is where everything goes crazy. This is where but we're gonna go backwards for one moment before we get to the actual event, because what I'm about to tell you is bananas. So just so we can be clear, the dude Malcolm had no previous or prior contact. He had no previous or prior contact with Troy Ave before this. He didn't even know who Troy Ave was, is basically what he was saying. Like, he didn't know him, like, upon seeing him, I guess. I don't know. That's what I took it as. Because, sometimes we know people, but if we see them in real life, we don't know them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't, like, people look different, the people that's that. I don't think Troy Ave looked different. Like, Troy Ave just looked like Troy Ave, but, who knows? In any regard, prior to the previous contact, he went in the building, got wristband. So they went up to the VIP. They got the wristband. It was a little bit crowded when they got into the VIP. They went into the green room. They weren't there for a long time. And that's when him and Star exited the green room. They stood outside right at the door. Jazzy and Cass came out shortly. So the only one that was still left inside was TAXSTONE. Now, one of the things that you have to remember, there was an argument the other day, because the prosecution is saying that TAXSTONE was in the room when the shooting started, or when the shooting was happening, and the defense is saying that Casanova was in the room when the shooting started, and the prosecution is saying he was in the room, and the defense is saying that he was not. In any regard, Jazzy and Cass got into an argument. Jazzy walks off. Star went after her, and then Malcolm followed after Star. They went outside. Jazzy jumped in the cab. They walked off. Shortly after that, they start hearing the cops and stuff. And that's when the shooting at Irving Plaza. He took her home. He took her home. Okay, that's all after. We're going to come back on that. So basically, I'm going to tell you about some of what the video showed, just so you can be clear. Remember the other day when, so they played the audio today. And the audio that they played basically was when TAXSTONE said, when Casanova called this guy, Malcolm. And what he said was, yo, TAXSTONE shot the place up, or whatever going on with that, said TAXSTONE shot the place up. And then when he said TAXSTONE shot the place up, he said, Joe, nobody helped them. He was like, I'm the only dude that helped them. So I want to say something real quick. They showed the video. This is wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. And this is wild. So basically, the shooting happens. Whatever happens, happens. Everybody is running out of the room, right? If I remember this correctly, everybody ran out of the room. TAXSTONE's still in the room. Casanova is on the outside of the room after everybody floods out of the room. Casanova runs back in the room. When Casanova runs back in the room, he ends up coming out with TAXSTONE. Now, I'm going to draw a diagram real quick. This was wild. I was busy looking at this like, what in the hell, fam? This was wild. I was busy looking at this like, what in the hell? Did that just happen? So, okay, so this is going to be the doorway. This is the wall. This is where the bar is going to be. Okay, so check this out. So they come out of the room, right? TAXSTONE was standing here. I mean, Casanova was standing here. Everybody rushes out of the room. When they're running all out of the room, everything over here is getting flipped over. TAXSTONE, after all that shit clear, is seen standing here. He runs back in the room. Then he comes back out the room and come over here with Casanova. With TAXSTONE and Casanova's over here. Fucking Troy Ave walks right past them niggas and starts shooting over here. Hold on, who else was in there? Isn't that what the fuck happened? Or am I telling, did I get that wrong? Who else saw that video? Did I get that wrong? I'm gonna explain this again. Listen. Dude, Casanova was standing here. Everybody running out the room. Shit went crazy. Casanova was standing here after it cleared out. He runs back in the room. And then he comes out with Tax. Him and Tax is over here. Troy Ave walks right past them and starts shooting over here. What the hell was he shooting at, fam? So I just want to say this. I don't know how anybody else feel about Casanova, but I don't know how many other people would have ran back in their room and got their homie. I don't know how many other people would have did that. So now when I hear Casanova talking about ain't nobody help, you know what? Ain't nobody help. I don't know what to tell you. Nobody help. That was crazy. That was bananas. I'm going to explain this one more time, and then I'm going to go drink me a little bit of water real quick. TAXSTONE, they all ran out the room. Whatever happened in the room, this is the room, this is the doorway. Whatever the hell happened in the room, you see a rush of people coming out. People falling over people, trampling people, people picking people up. All kinds of different stuff was happening. The next thing you know, Casanova standing here. Casanova was against the wall, kind of like this. And then the dude ducked back in the room. What in the hell, fam? First of all, I don't condone violence at all. But we all coming home. I don't condone violence. I'm also not happy. R.I.P. Benga. That's sad that happened. I'm not condoning none of that. Let's just be clear on that. But how often do you see a dude run into a room where niggas is firing to go get their homie? I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the chat. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the chat. Because I don't know what to think about that. I mean, even if you a whole super villain, my dude, you still got to be like, he was there for his homie. I don't know what to think about that. Be right back. Put it in the chat. I don't know what to think about that. I am not condoning violence R.I.P. Banger. I wish that night never happened. There's people that love that man that could never speak to him again because of the things that happened that night. Just so we can be clear. There's people that will never be able to speak to that man because of the things that happened that night. So I am in no way condoning or applauding the tragedy that happened to that man and his family. I'm just pointing out. Wait, hold on. Nah, I didn't mean to dub your message, LF2. Sorry about that. I am in no way condoning anything. If I said something in that regard that hurt the family or upset somebody, I'm going to apologize. But I just want to be clear on this. That man ran back into a room where dudes was shooting. I don't know how to feel about that. Y'all put it in the chat. Y'all let me know what y'all guys think about that. Give me 1 minute. I need some water. They showed it on camera. I was like, what in the hell, fam? So no, I'm not condoning anything. I just want to be clear on this. My heart goes out to the people that lost people that night. My heart goes out to the individuals that were injured. Period. Period. First and foremost, just so we can be clear. But I just had to talk about that. That was, what in the hell, fam? He ran back into the room. And for anybody that's saying that it's cat, it's on video. In any regard. After he ran into the room, him and Tax came out, and he kind of led the way out of the room, and then he kind of got Tax off to the side, and Troy Ave walked right past him. And then they got low. So when I hear Casanova saying why people ain't help, why ain't people like yeah, but Cass went back in the room, got dude, and then he came out and he got low. What, you ain't gonna be ducking? The nigga got the blink letting off in any direction that he sees something moving. This dude was shooting at anything moving at that point. That was crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know who he was shooting at. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. He was in shock. I don't know what to tell you. Somebody said he was in shock. I guess that's the best way to put it. I don't know what to tell you. Some of us go into shock and get clarity. Some of us go into shock and other things happen. I don't know what to tell you. That was just absolutely bananas. That was bananas. Shout out to that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't think many people would have ran back in the room. That's the only point I'm trying to make. Let's move off of that. Ran back in the room, homie. Troy came out shooting. And that's why, like, who was he shooting at? Like, he was just shooting to be shooting? It's a blessing he didn't hit nobody. Because he couldn't, first of all, even if he was trying to hit the people that he was trying to hit, that would have still been more, that would have just added to the tragedy. Let's just get that clear. But now knowing that there wasn't even a possibility that he could have hit the people that he wanted to hit, because he was aiming in the wrong direction, knowing that that wasn't even a possibility, you know, that's even more of a blessing that he didn't hit anybody. But it's a blessing that he didn't hit anybody. Because if he would have hit somebody, then he wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now. not being able to quite possibly not go to prison. Just so we can be clear. All right, let's move on. After they left that night, after everybody left, dude said that Tax's mom went to Tax's mom's home later that night after they sent him the address, and he went there to talk to TAXSTONE. He said they spoke in a car. He said TAXSTONE looked beat up, and he had scratches all over. He had knots on his head. They said he talked about how he got crazy at Irving Plaza. He wasn't talking about specifics. So when he saw him that night, he didn't tell him no specifics. The only person that actually told him anything specific that night was Casanova. He told dude he was going to California, and at some point, TAXSTONE agreed to go to California also, where he had a home at. But first he had to go to Atlanta. So first Tax went to Atlanta. And then he paid to get Tax's phone back and mailed it to Atlanta to where TAXSTONE was. Because TAXSTONE, you know, he's still working. TAXSTONE met him in California, met Malcolm in California. He stayed with him. Then they discussed what happened at Irving Plaza here and there. He said that he was in the room. He said that TAXSTONE said that he said, "What's up?" or "What's popping?" first. And then the dude said, "What's up?" And Banger. And then when Banger said, "What's up?" Banger hit him. Bop. And when Banger hit him, he said, "I hit him." Dude said that when he said, "I hit him," he used a hand gesture like a gun. I'm going to say this again. Listen. He goes to California to go stay with homie at his crib because he got a crib out there that he was renting. So he went to California to go stay with him at his crib. You know how they be renting houses out there and stuff like that. I guess that's what he was doing. So he went out there. He was with his girl Star, the Star Bermuda's girl. He was with her. She was there. And he made it sound like he had a whole nother chick. Like he had more than one chick. And they was all there. So TAXSTONE goes to Atlanta first. He mails TAXSTONE his phone. TAXSTONE then, from being in Atlanta, TAXSTONE then goes to California to go stay with him for a little while. When he went there to go stay with him for a little while, they talk about the situation that happened. When they're talking about the situation that happened, he said that TAXSTONE said that he went and saw them, and TAXSTONE said, "What's up?" And then they said, "What's up?" And then when they said that, when dude said, "What's up?" he hit him. Bam! You know how it goes. So when he hit him, he said he hit dude. And he used the hand gestures to signal that he shot him with a gun. That indicated it was a gun. He said then they attacked him and the gun went flying. So he shot dude, and then when he shot him, he got bum rushed. That's the way they said it, attacked. And then when they attacked him, he lost control of the gun and the gun went flying. And then when the gun went flying, it was a struggle. And he said Troy got shot while they were wrestling. And then he made it clear that he didn't even know Tax had a gun on him. Then he made it clear that he didn't even know Tax had a gun on him. He said, one way. He said he didn't ask any questions about the incident. He was just, they would talk about it like when stuff would come up on social media. For the people who are in the courtroom, if I'm saying anything wrong, please correct me. If I'm saying, for the people that was there, if I'm in any way saying something wrong, please correct me. He said that he wasn't concerned with what happened. He was more concerned. So what do I got mixed up, Safe Hood? But he always coached the witness. Don't say I got something mixed up. Say what I said. Say what I got wrong. If that person don't, if I got an admin in here, if that person don't say something that I said wrong and or mixed up, then we're going to put them on the timeout because we're not doing that. Copy? We're not doing that. In any regard, he said that they didn't, he wasn't really concerned with what happened. He was more concerned with how they was going to get Tax out of the situation. He said he didn't have prior plans for Tax to come to California. This was all like last minute shit. Well, I'm telling you what I saw in the video. They literally had the video. So I'm telling you what I saw in the video. And I didn't say Casanova was in the corner in the video neither. I said that people ran out of the room. When everybody ran out of the room, Casanova was standing there. Then he went back in the room. Okay, so okay, I'm going to wait to kick people. They played multiple videos from multiple different angles. That's why I'm saying, if anybody was in the courtroom, we have people that was in the courtroom in the chat. If there's anybody in the courtroom, if I'm saying anything wrong, you say something. There's people in the chat that was in the courtroom. Because these people are about to get themselves kicked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They showed 9 different camera angles. You better help these people out. They're about to get kicked. He told him that Tax said they about to get themselves kicked. They ain't here fucking with me. And I saw the video evidence. It was in the courtroom. I'm not saying nothing that didn't happen in the court. Tax said that he lost the dude said that Tax said they lost the gun while he was wrestling for it. He also said no one else had a gun, only TAXSTONE. And he also said acknowledges a call from Casanova on the day of the Irving Plaza situation. And then they played People's 19, which was People's Exhibit 19, which was the telephone conversation that Casanova had when he called Malcolm, where he said Tax bust the shot. And then he names Troy Ave. The defense objected to the to the audio once again for the same reasons why they was objecting the other day, but you know it still played. He reaffirmed that Tax said he shot after he was hit, and then the defense came for the cross examination. People about to get kicked. Defense came for the cross examination. They said Tax opened up other areas of business with his podcast because basically they was speaking about Tax. So basically, because of who Tax was and because of his reach, he opened up other business. Malcolm's phone was tapped. He opened up other realms of business, TAXSTONE, like Vice TV, MTV, Washington Post, Huffington Post, Rock Nation, Pumas. And then he said that TAXSTONE has some ugly ass Pumas. He said he had some ugly ass Pumas in a bag. I don't know why he had to diss the sneakers for. He said he did not see that a gun on TAXSTONE. He had no idea that TAXSTONE had a gun. He convinced Tax to go to Irving Plaza. Tax did not plan on going to Irving Plaza. He was convinced to go to Irving Plaza. They said Cass also says there was a shootout. Yes. Also, he's saying that he wasn't at the situation that happened, that he was told about it by Casanova, that it's all secondhand information. He also stated he also started cooperating before he signed paperwork. That's out of context. That was a question that he asked that had nothing to do with this direct thing that he's talking about. But he was at some jail. That's the GO jail, and that's the jail where the snitch jail. Apparently, it doesn't exist anymore. They closed it down. In November 16th, November 20th, pardon me, in November 2016, that conversation actually came up in the proffer session that he had with the feds. They initially, also, when Casanova called them, so when Casanova called them, just so we can be clear, when Casanova called them, and he told them that there was a shootout with Tax, he initially thought Tax got killed. So since he thought Tax had got killed, he went all over social media trying to find out what the hell happened, because, you know, it's his homie. So he thought Tax had got killed when he had first heard about everything, just so we can be clear. And he also acknowledged that when the shootout happened, Troy Ave was actually bigger than Casanova at that point. Casanova had not really blown at that point or anything like that, and Troy Ave was actually bigger than. Hold on. I got a part of me. All right, hold on. Let's get to this rest of this stuff. That's crazy though. Nigga, Casanova ran back in the room to go get dude. I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, even if you hate Casanova, you got to be like, well, you know, that's how you feel about that. I mean, who don't want to they homie to come back in the room if they in the room getting shot at or shooting up the room or whatever the case is? Casanova's on no witness list. We had this conversation yesterday. Casanova's on 0 witness list. The defense would love to call him, apparently. Anyway, so cross-examination, this is about, now it's about 2:32 in the afternoon. We came back from lunch. Says he had no conversation with Tax over the phone concerning this matter. So TAXSTONE never spoke over the phone concerning this. The only person that spoke over the phone concerning this was Casanova. Pardon me. TAXSTONE never spoke over the phone concerning this. The only person that spoke over the phone concerning this was Casanova. Malcolm had left at this point because Jazzy had got into an argument with Casanova, and his girlfriend that he was there with went outside. You know, women walk off together. So his girlfriend went outside and to go chase after Jazzy, and he chased after his girlfriend. So then they put Jazzy in a Uber or a cab or whatever the case is to get her home. And then I guess he did something with his girl to get his girl home. And so he wasn't in the club no more. Tax spoke negatively about other people. So basically he responded and said Tax spoke negatively about other people. So it wasn't that he only spoke shit about Troy Ave. There was other people that he also talked bad about. So this wasn't a podcast just, bashing Troy Ave is what they was trying to get out of him. I want to respond to this. So now let's say, now we're supposed to believe that rat when he says Tax told him all of these things. I'm not saying that this guy is telling the truth or not. I think that the defense attorney, Mr. Montgomery Esquire, I think he did a pretty good job of trying to point out that these dudes that they are, I'm not saying everyone obviously, but there are cooperating witnesses that say anything that they can in order to not be held accountable for their crimes so they can get off. So there's cooperating witnesses that just lie and say anything. And I think that he did a good job of trying to point that out. I think he did a good job of trying to point that out. Then they went to Rock Nation. When they went to Rock Nation with Tax, they were not discussing Troy Ave at all, apparently. So, Troy Ave wasn't the most important thing in his life. That's what the defense was trying to get around to. The video came out about Cass pleading with Uncle Murder to help Tax. There's a thing that happened in the video. The jury wasn't allowed to hear that. They were talking to Tax that night from a different phone. He did say that TAXSTONE said that if the police wanted to talk to him, that he was going to turn himself in. He didn't discuss any details till they got to California. They stayed 2 weeks. They would discuss what they see on social media. That's the only way that they would talk about the situation, was when something from social media popped up and they spoke about it on that. Malcolm ended up getting arrested. It says in Cali, but I think it's supposed to say Miami. But I wrote Cali, but I thought it was Miami. I don't know why I wrote Cali. But I wrote Cali, so he got arrested in Cali. He says he doesn't remember parts of his cooperation agreement that speaks about witness protection. I told you that because there was a part where they was like, yeah, so you protected. And then he was like, I don't know nothing about that. But before any of that, he was like, so you made a deal with the government, so you read everything before you signed it. And he was like, yep, I read everything. So he was like, so what about this part right here that you're gonna get witness protection? He said, I ain't read that. That shit was dumb funny. To me it was. Anyway, in the top of his indictment, he told on everybody. He was the top of the indictment, and he told on everybody. And the way he said it, I'm not going to lie, it sounded like he was proud. Anybody who was in the courtroom, tell me if I'm lying. It sounded like he was proud. It sounded like, I keep looking over here because this is easier for me to see our comments. It sounded like he was proud when he said that shit. And to be honest with you, he was like, I told on everybody. And it sounded like he was proud. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how to take that. He can't think, and he said, I can't think of anybody I didn't tell on. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, they went over his criminal history one more time. We go back to the previous entries, but there's no reason to. So apparently, one of the places that he was hiding his cocaine was in a karaoke machine at a U-Haul. They got karaoke machines at a U-Haul? Like, what the hell, fam? He sounded like he didn't give a F. He sounded like he didn't care. He sounded like he didn't care. I don't see any reason why the jury, because that's what it matters. I don't see any reason why the jury wouldn't have believed at least 90 to 95% of the things that came out of his mouth, because he sounded like he didn't care. He sounded like it was of no concern. He didn't. Like, there's points that I could see in his face that he said some things, and there was some things that touched him. Don't get it confused. But for the most part, it just sounded like he didn't care. Like, you know how when somebody's talking about something that they're done with already? Like, I'm already done with that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's my old life. I'm on to my new shit. You understand what I'm saying? It sounded like he didn't care. I don't know no other way to say that shit. It sounds like it's just, maybe that's the way he deals with what he's doing or deals with what he did. I don't know. But it sounded like he didn't care, man. I don't see no reason why the jury would not think he's credible. That's the point I'm trying to make. When somebody just sound like they don't care, you ever have a conversation with somebody and y'all talking about something and they just don't give a F, so they just say everything? You understand? And that's probably the way, that's kind of like the way I felt like he was coming off. So I didn't see anywhere in his, from what he was saying. Now, there's questions that could have been asked, and due to the questions that was asked, and due to, if you take testimony and then put it on top of each other, there's points where somebody could say, I don't necessarily believe everything he's saying. But you could do that with almost anybody. But the way he was speaking was like he just didn't give a fuck. He's talking like he ain't care. I don't know no other way to put it. I'm pretty sure some of these people, like, they had genuine love for this guy. Maybe not everybody, but you know, there's people that's there for the money. There's people that's there for the popularity and fame, and then there's some people that's there and because they genuinely love you. They genuinely fuck with you. He corroborated. Well, most of his testimony, just so we could be clear, is not corroboratable. It's just believed because he's a witness that signed the deal. He told on his whole entire gang. How are you not understanding how they said he told on multiple people? He got on the stand and literally said he told on his whole entire gang. Murph said he doesn't care. That's my dude. Isn't that the energy, or am I lying? Murph, if you was in court today, have I said anything incorrect so far? If I have, put me on the game. I got a feeling Knowledge was in court too today. I think you were. You're trying to. The RICO was based out of Poughkeepsie. Yep. RICO was based out of Poughkeepsie. He might have been the one who put in motion with Cass Gang too. The whole core that Cass had is probably. Oh, be quiet. Yes, he might have. I'm gonna be quiet because sometimes I'm just too smart for my own self. So I'm just gonna be quiet. You know what? I'm gonna agree with what you just said. Give me 1 second. Sometimes I'm too smart for my own self. One second. You wasn't even in court. How you telling me what happened? Fam, how you telling me what happened? You wasn't even in court. I'm not telling you what happened in the real world. I'm telling you what happened in court. I'm not letting that go through. No F-bombs. I'm not telling you what happened in the real world. I'm telling you what happened in court. How you gonna tell me what happened in court and you wasn't there? You don't think I'm being objective? You don't think I'm being impartial? You don't think I'm being unbiased? Sheesh. Hell yeah. Murph, I want you to pull up sometime. Asking questions that tries to undermine what actually happened is not being what you're trying to do. You understand? That's not doing what you, that's not having an objective conversation. Just so we can be clear. Questioning the actual truth of what happened is the opposite of having an objective conversation. The opposite. Thank you, Murph. That's the opposite. He thinks questioning what actually happened is being objective. Do you understand? I'm not trying to disrespect you, homie, but do you understand what people be thinking? I'm going to question the actual truth and show everybody that I'm objective. Oh, man, yo. Fam. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'm definitely going to hit you. I already know, Murph. Somebody put my contact me. That's not objective. Not. I'm about to put you on a timeout because we're not going to teach people the wrong words for things. We're not going to be in here saying things. I just corrected you twice. I'm not going to be in an argument with you back and forth because you don't know what your own words mean. Copy? We're not doing that. This is really people with their lives on the line. This is really a situation where another person lost their life. We're not doing that. I appreciate the comments. I would like for you to keep commenting. But if your commenting is just to try to, I don't know what you're trying to do, then I'm just going to let you go the way of the dinosaur. Anyway. Oh, there was an arrest in Miami for disorderly conduct. And he was using a fake name and got caught up. Anyway, in October 2016, he started the profit section in Oklahoma. He got busted. Just whenever you could contact me. We can do it however you want to do it. We could do it Vlad style. We could do it over the computer. We could do it over the whatever. We could do it over Instagram. We got 56,000 on Instagram. We could do it however. More, man. I'll interview all of y'all. Not for nothing. I'll interview all of y'all. And y'all already know how I'm going to give it up. And you met me in person. You already know what kind of energy I got. Now you see why the people, them haters is weirdos. You understand? Also, apparently, he told them that he'd snitch on his girlfriend before he even snitched on her. So he had a conversation with somebody talking about he was going to snitch on his girlfriend before he even did it. So this nigga be part of my language. This dude is snitcherella. This guy he's planning on snitching on his girlfriend before he even did it. That's bananas. First of all, snitching on your girlfriend is just bananas. What in the hell, fam? But he was planning on doing it before he even did it. Yes, Troy Abbott's supposed to be on the stand on Monday. I heard somebody say that. I heard somebody say that Monday was going to be a big day, and I heard people talk about they're going to get there early. These are facts. I can't remember if we have court tomorrow. I think I'm just going to show up to the building. I can't remember if there's court tomorrow. I can't remember if there's court tomorrow. I'm just going to show up to the building. I can't remember. Because I was sitting all the way far and I couldn't. Anyway. We at the cross right now. These are all these questions is from the defense. I'm gonna repeat some of the answers that happened real quick. We're gonna go over. This is all the defense cross-examination. I'm just gonna repeat some of the things that he told the defense over cross-examination real quick, so we can get caught back up. I tried, my brother. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy on Monday. I can't tell you why other people aren't talking about it. I can't tell you. Maybe they scared. Maybe this. I don't know. I can't tell you. Everybody stopped fucking with tax, apparently. So a lot of people that used to mess with tax stopped messing with tax. All right, maybe I am misunderstanding you, knowledge. That's a possibility. If anybody is enjoying the show, you can always pull up to the Cash App, to the PayPal, or you can go cop some BBN merch. Link is in the bio. That midday live is going to be real on Monday, especially because I got to go back in that damn store with the rat bastards. I believe you. I don't know how you can get the transcript right now. I think the case has to end first. Somebody just sent me something. Give me 1 second. Let me look at the thing real quick. Give me 1 second. The fuck? Allegedly, 5 Mike knocked out Troy Ave? It's a rumor. Allegedly, 5 Mike knocked out Troy Ave. Somebody sent me a video. Let me look at it real quick. Somebody got knocked out. I have no idea if that's Troy Ave. But dude hit him and then skated off. I don't know if this is BS or not. Let me just look at the comment section real quick. Yeah, dude was getting up dazed, and while he was getting up dazed, he hit him. Got people saying that's Troy. Thank you. Everybody thinks that's a sucker punch. When somebody fall down and they're getting back up and you hit them while they standing to their feet. This is only a rumor. I don't know. There's a video. I'm watching a video. Somebody just sent it to me. It's a rumor. It's just a rumor. What up, Iron King LLC? Salute. All right, let's go over what the defense said real quick. All right, let's go over this real quick. Please don't send me joke. Send me stuff that has to deal with business during business hours, everybody. That was business. The TAXSTONE, the Troy Ave thing was business. The second one that you just sent me, homie, you know I fucks with you, but that's not business. And where's my sweater at, you rat bastard? It ain't get here yet. In any regard, real quick, I want to go over the defense's testimony one more time, or go over the testimony, or go over the cross-examination that the defense gave one more time. So basically, he said TAXSTONE opened up areas of business of podcasts for other people, like Vice TV, MTV, Washington Post, Huffington Post, Rock Nation, and Puma. Just so we can be clear, he also they said TAXSTONE. He helped TAXSTONE get people signed the deals and stuff like that. Also, he said TAXSTONE had no plans on going to Irving Plaza that night. They convinced TAXSTONE to go to Irving Plaza. Just so we can be clear, they say Cass says there was a shooting, a shootout. All he knows from the night is secondhand. So he didn't see what happened. The only information he can give is secondhand information that he heard from another person. He started cooperating before he even signed any paperwork, just so we can be clear. And he already said that. He said that he actually started cooperating in 2016, in September of 2016, and he didn't sign paperwork to officially be a snitch until April of 2017. So in September 2016, he started helping Malcolm, started helping the U.S. Attorney's Office for a 5K1 letter, and in 2017 they actually put it down in writing. So the defense also goes in and says that that phone call that he had was actually, he had a proper session over it. That he had a proper session that he mentioned the phone call with Cass in November 16. He said he initially had thought that TAXSTONE had got killed when he was having a conversation with Casanova, when Casanova had called him. He also said that when the shooting happened, Troy Ave was maybe a little bit bigger, not much though, but he was bigger than Casanova at that point. Then they went on to say, that he had no conversation with Tax over the phone concerning this matter. The only conversations he had with Tax concerning this matter was in person. He didn't have no conversations over the phone with him. He said TAXSTONE spoke negatively about a lot of people, more than just Troy Ave. He said that his podcast was not built on Troy Ave hate. He said Rock Nation with TAXSTONE. There's no way you're going to get your podcast that big if it's built on the hate of one person. It just isn't going to happen. He said he went to Rock Nation with TAXSTONE. They were not discussing Troy Ave. So Troy Ave was not the most important thing in his life. He said the video came out with Casanova pleading with Uncle Murder to help Tax. Y'all saw the video. The video's on social media. That's the video everybody saw. In that video, you can hear gunshots, by the way. Then he said he talked to Tax that night from a different phone because Tax had lost his phone. He said Tax said that if the police talked to him, that he was going to turn himself in. Basically, he was not running from the police. He said he didn't discuss any details with Tax until they all got to California. He said they stayed in California for 2 weeks. There they discussed what they saw on social media. They said, or the conversations that was happening on social media, he would then have those conversations in real time with TAXSTONE. He said Malcolm got arrested in California. Then it goes on to say why this is during cross-examination from the defense team, from TAXSTONE's lawyers. He says he doesn't remember parts of his cooperation agreement. So basically, he didn't know he had witness protection. I don't know whether this is what I mean by he was saying shit that is like, okay, what up, Sincere? He was saying shit that was like, okay, he sounds like he don't give a F, he's just telling the truth. And then he say stuff like he didn't know that he had witness protection when he got the cooperation agreement. So it's like, what the hell, fam? Give me 1 second. Like, that don't even make sense. There's a lot of people that wish this never happened, Charisma. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, how do you not know that you got some kind of protection? What the hell, fam? He said that as far as with the RICO indictment he was involved in, he was the top of his game. He was the head. So basically, there was nobody higher than him. He was the top. Tax got 20 for the gun. He's the top. That's what Malcolm said. He said he told on everybody. Oh man, we're not gonna put that up here. He said he told on everybody. No, Malcolm is done testifying, as far as I know. And the way he said he told on everybody, he sounded kind of proud about it. I ain't gonna lie. He sounded kind of proud when he said that. It sounded kind of like he was a little proud of it. I mean, his points were in his testimony. He had shades on. When I was sitting in the other seat, sometimes I could see his eyes in the shade because I was sitting closer. And there was times that it looked like he had remorse. Don't get this confused. But for the most part, it did not look like he had any remorse at all while he was testifying. In any regard. He said he told on everybody. He was like it was the rat-apocalypse. Rat-pocalypse. He had the whole rat-pocalypse going on. He was just snitching to be snitching. It was just, he couldn't even help it. He was just walking around telling on everybody. Told on the Girl Scouts. He's just telling to be telling. And then he said he can't even think of anybody he didn't tell on. So apparently, it sounds like he just basically told on every single individual that he knew. I don't know what to tell you in any regard. They went over his criminal history again. So apparently he was hiding cocaine in a karaoke machine that was at a U-Haul, and it was 2.7 kilos. So they have karaoke machines at the U-Haul? Since when? Not that I want to use one. What the hell was that about? What the hell is a karaoke? So, you know the karaoke machine? So is it like you pay and you just do karaoke right out in public on the street? Like, what the hell is that? Troy Ave is to testify on Monday, apparently. I don't even understand that. Also, he says he still doesn't know who cooperated against him. So he just assumed everybody cooperated against him. He doesn't know who cooperated against him. That's what he said. He was arrested in Miami also over some fake name shit. Also, he mentioned that he had snitched on his girlfriend before he actually even snitched on her. So that was wild. Murph said he was the top and he told on everybody under him. Whew. That's bananas. He told on everything between 2000 and 2016. He told on everything. Everything, every crime he was a part of that he can remember between 2000 and 2016. 120 kilos of heroin, couple kilos of crack. He says they knew him as M.A. Prez. The first indictment started in 2015. Somebody else started the indictment, not him. He said they gave him a big ass book, and he just went through the book pointing out people that he recognized. I'm not trying to laugh at this shit. Hold on. I'm not trying to laugh at this shit. But he said they gave him a big ass book, and he was just flipping through the book, pointing out people that he recognized. That's wild. The DA offered Casanova a deal to testify against Tax. It's up to him to take the stand or not. And then you wrote sarcasm. That was crazy. Hold on. I'm not saying anybody is silent, just so we can be clear. Oh, Sincere Jones said Casanova is not testifying, so you forget about that. He's solid. I am not saying anything is solid. I'm not saying anyone is solid. At this point, niggas just be snitching. Troy is 100% going to take the stand because that's the only way that he's going to get a recommendation from the district attorney's office so he doesn't have to do all of those years. Troy has to take the stand. He has no choice. But dude said that he was having a conversation basically, and he was already ready to snitch on his girl. He was having a conversation about how he would snitch on his girl before he actually even snitched. So this guy is wild for that. How do you plan on snitching on your woman? That's bananas. Oh man, Armando, I timed you out by accident. I just want to throw that out there. I did not mean to time you out. That was a whole accident. You had a comment up there that I had to press to let the comment go through, but the shit scrolled. So when I pressed the damn thing, everything popped up and I kicked you by accident. So that was an accident. Just want to let you know that was not on purpose. Murph said, we call him the devil growing up. Damn, he was that bad? I got to interview you, Murph. You already know that, right? Cass told on Classic. I was waiting. I was going to see when somebody going to bring that up. I was wondering if somebody was going to bring that up. I wasn't going to bring it up. But I was wondering if somebody was going to bring that up. I was wondering if somebody was going to bring that up. I'm going to take this tie off if y'all don't mind. I didn't say snitched on Classic, by the way. I just know that that's a story out there. And I was wondering if somebody was going to bring that up at any point. I wasn't going to say it, though. This dude was planning on snitching on his woman. That's bananas. This Malcolm guy, it's like how you laying in the bed next to the woman and then you busy thinking about, you know what, babe? If it's you or me, it's going to be you. They said they put a big ass book in front of him with the faces, you know, like what niggas be seeing, like in them how do you call them shits? You know, like what people be seeing in them the movies and shit, like 48 Hours. You be like, yo, do you recognize anybody? And they show the book like for 48 hours. And they be like, that guy. Well, he opened up the book and he just started pointing at everybody. Not Star Brim. Not Star Brim. Star Bermudez. And they start calling out the names of the people that he told on. And he named about 10 people. I mean, I don't know. Probably, I don't, he named a lot. He just started reading off names. The defense attorney, Montgomery Esquire. He just started reading off names that the dude snitched on. Tip Top Entertainment. Now y'all getting trolled by, now that y'all know how it feels to be talking to somebody that don't know what they talking about, and when you tell them, they don't believe you, and they keep talking to you like you don't know what you talking about. Esquire. Yes, I like that guy. Basically, like all attorneys is like an esquire, so like that's like a title. So esquires, you just gotta own it. Um, Also, Malcolm has not been sentenced yet. He won't be sentenced until everyone involved in the case that he was in is sentenced. So after they see how he helps them lock everybody up, then he's going to get sentenced. Nah, y'all just had to deal with those dudes that I have to deal with all the time. When they don't know what they talking about, but they keep talking in the chat. Now you know how that feel. When somebody don't know what they talking about, and you trying to tell them, but they still talking to you like they know what they talking about. That shit is frustrating, ain't it? And then you only have to go through that one time. Yeah, he took a plea deal with the feds. It's a fact. All right. Told people he was involved with aiding and abetting in tax case. Also, so they caught him in a lie. Malcolm told people that he was involved with aiding and abetting in TAXSTONE's case. So he be taking on other people's cases behind the scenes. He one of them niggas. I mean, because I guess he thought he was maybe aiding and abetting. We're all fairness. Hold on. We're all fairness. He probably thought he was aiding and abetting. If TAXSTONE was on the run, he would have been aiding and abetting. But TAXSTONE wasn't on the run. They was busy looking at Troy Ave and Casanova at that time for that situation. So TAXSTONE wasn't on the run those 2 weeks that he was going. But he was telling people he was aiding and abetting, apparently. Murph, he told Murph that. And then he told people it was fucked up if people didn't want to work with him after the Wyatt situation. Like, in general. Like, who the fuck want to work with you? What the hell, fam? Kenneth J. Montgomery has a great win-loss record last 10 years, especially in Brooklyn court. Montgomery Esquire. And then apparently, the way it sounded on the stand was he was trying to get Murph involved in something, and he was not in the streets doing nothing no more. See, LF2, you going through what I go through. That's what I go through. The shit you going through right now, where they just be talking, they don't know what they talking about, and then you know what you're talking about, but they trying to make it look like you don't know what you're talking about. You going through what I'm going through. You get the full BBN experience. Yeah, Murph wasn't even in the streets no more, apparently. And the way it sounded on the stand, like he was trying to get him involved in some shit. Yeah, no, the dude, this is what's happening. LF2, salute to you, my brother. I fucks with you. I'm telling you right now, I fucks with you. Dude is trying to argue with me, but I didn't respond back to him. So LF2 jumped on his ass. No homo. And then he started responding back. This is what I go through. That person is probably one of them damn fake ass pages that hate me and make a million videos about me all day. All they do is think about me. It's probably one of those pages. They never know what they're talking about. They just say the opposite of whatever they hear me say. I stopped reading the comments for a minute, so I didn't really see when y'all started the argument because I haven't been reading the comments. water again. I haven't really been reading all the comments, so I didn't see when y'all started the argument, but you get him the shit I get. Now, do y'all see how irritating that shit is? Hit that like button. See how irritating that is? The shit is irritating. Thank you, LF. This shit is irritating. It's irritating. These guys don't be knowing nothing they be talking about. Anyway, I'm gonna let you argue with him. I'm not arguing with him. I said what I said. That's it. You can argue with him though. Believe me, he's not gonna get it. Especially if he's from that community. They never gonna get it. Believe me, Satan. That's it. Whenever I see people do that, Satan is the author of confusion. As soon as I see that, Satan is the author of confusion. You know what? That's how I deal with that nowadays. That helps me be able to deal with that a little bit better. It'll help you deal with that a little bit better. Satan is the author of confusion. And that just helps you that's how I deal with people that don't know what the hell they talking about and they trying to keep me in the conversation about some shit they don't know what they talking about. They didn't get an opportunity to play that audio. I could talk about it. But the defense did point out that they might be okay. So there was a sidebar because there was a audio recording that they wanted to bring into the conversation. There's a sidebar because there was audio that they wanted to bring into the conversation. They wasn't allowed to bring it into the conversation, just so we could be clear. But the audio apparently showed that dude violated the government deal by lying or something like that. Then they're saying that the government, the defense team was saying that the government is overlooking Malcolm and his possible lies. So the prosecution came back up during the argument because it was a sidebar. And during the conversation, the prosecution says it was being honest and admitted the tape. He admitted some things on the tape. See, now there was a part that I don't even know for sure now because I got confused. And so I don't know what this. I'm just gonna leave this part alone because I got confused. Because I think the defense was right. But you're not gonna win arguing with the judge. You're just gonna make it worse for your client, you know? But I think the defense was right here. But my seat got switched. So I was too far away. So I think I could have missed something. To be honest with you. So I could have missed something. My seat got switched. And that little 2-3 feet makes a big difference for me. So he did lie. So yeah, the defense was right. I wasn't sure because somebody came and took my seat when we came back from lunch. And I'm not complaining. I'm complaining. But but it made it so I couldn't. It in any regard, so I don't know. I don't know. But you're saying that's not what he told him, and that's what was on the jump off. You're the one that he was actually speaking to. So, but I was confused because I thought I heard what the defense said. But because my seat changed, I was, I thought I just missed something. I think that there's a possibility that I missed something. You understand? What up, Dan? I think Tax's defense team is A1. Win or lose, I think his defense team is A1. Anyway, so the defense says that he's saying something different on the tape than that he's saying in court. And I didn't hear the tape, but based on actual testimony that he gave in the courtroom, I believe he said one thing to the prosecution and then he contradicted it when talking to the defense team. I do believe that happened. But like I said before, my seat got moved, so I could have missed it. And you know, I don't miss stuff like this. I tell y'all when people contradict themselves. It is what it is. Anyway, they didn't play the tape. But the tape was the foundation for a ton of questions that he asked, just so we can be clear. Because their whole thing was that he violated the government agreement. That's definitely not as funny as you think it is, Armando. So, there's nothing I can do about it. When I come back from lunch, I can't always get my seat back that gives me the optimum ability to be able to see and do stuff. It is what it is. Anyway, so then the prosecution redirected. And basically he said he lied to prevent scrutiny from cooperating when he lied about a different thing that he got caught lying about. He said that he lied because, you know, people was making fun of him about being a rat. And it might have caused for him problems here, problems there, so that's why he lied. Armando Sanchez is not a tax tier leader. That was a joke. April Fools. You didn't get it, Bruce Banner. I don't see no reason to think that it's from the how did they get the tape? We don't even know how they acquired the tape, so I don't know if it can be from the fruit of the poisonous tree. We don't even know if that wasn't an argument that the prosecution gave. So that's just something you're saying at this point. No disrespect, I'm just saying it's just something you're saying. That's not the prosecution didn't bring that up in any regard. He wasn't wearing wires, and he didn't want people to think he was wearing wires. This was one of the reasons why he said he lied. Says he lied to people about things because he was holding back information to protect people. He says it right there. I don't got time for this. He might have forgotten about small things. There's a whole other case going on. Judges are put in a precarious situation, and prosecutions are put in a precarious situation sometimes. When you are dealing with a cooperator who's a pathological liar. Now, I'm not saying he's a pathological liar, because I don't know him. You guys, other people know him better than I do. I'm just saying, when they're dealing with a cooperator who is a pathological liar, that creates a lot of problems. So there's things that they know that they're lying about, and there's other things that you need to bring a lot of proof for, because we know that they lied about the stuff that don't matter. But their point is that he's telling the truth about the stuff that does. That's the best way I could put it. So they're not going to let you bring in every little thing. You have to have a valid reason, because they know that this guy's a pathological, not saying him per se, and not saying this case, but they'll know that the individual's a pathological liar. They'll know that the person lies all the time. But they're not going to allow for you to mess up a case off of small little white lies that the person tells that doesn't have any greater influence in the world. You understand? So I think that that was the situation that was happening today. We had a defense attorney trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and somebody took a hammer, some nails, and some plywood and banged it over the top of the hat so he couldn't stick his hand in it. Now, I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong. I'm just saying that if there was more plausible reason to bring the evidence in, I'm pretty sure the evidence would have came in. I'm saying that for the greater good, let's just say this much. If somebody's a cooperating witness, obviously there's a liar. Because at some point or another, they were deceiving somebody into making them think that they were somebody they weren't, right? Is that fair? If somebody is a cooperating witness, and specifically somebody who is snitching on his team, specifically that type of cooperating witness, also you will have to think that this individual is also a liar, right? So you can't allow every little tiny little white lie that this person told in the court. You just can't. Like, you literally just can't. I saw what the defense team was working on. But there's also a line there to where you're disrespecting the judge. And especially a judge who, not for nothing, he's been so fair. Judge Abraham Clark. He's been fair as shit. So there's only, you get a couple of pushes, and then when you do too many pushes, then you're a problem. Okay, you don't really have an argument here. You're wasting our time. But if you had an argument, we'll listen to it. But you don't really have an argument here. I'm not saying that the argument don't exist. I'm saying currently you're not bringing the appropriate argument that will allow for me to allow this into court. So we got to move on. I don't think they can find me no girl, to be honest with you. I don't know if they can find her. Anyway. I called it. If I called it, I'm not be quiet, but I called it. That's all I'm gonna say. I saw when the thing happened in real time. That's all I can say. I didn't know how he was gonna get the argument over. I don't think, obviously, I could not have done any better than Mr. Montgomery Esquire. He's top great. He's top of the line. So just because you see something happens, that doesn't mean that you could also formulate the argument that's going to allow it in court. And that's why you have lawyers and people who aren't lawyers. He said, back to what we're talking about. So the prosecution in the redirect, she was going over the lying parts of his testimony of him being called a liar or whatever. And he admitted that once he was released, people knew that he was cooperating with the U.S. Attorney's Office. He had 5 phones that was tapped in his case. What 5 phones means, I guess 5 different people had their phones tapped. The indictment was already coming. The indictment did not start with him. September 1st, 2016, the first meeting with the U.S. Attorney's Office. He is not in witness protection, meaning they did not change his name and ship him somewhere. If there is an actual credible threat, the U.S. attorney will step in. He said that, that hasn't happened as of late. That hasn't happened yet. Said he was not aware of Tax having a gun. He said Tax did talk about turning himself in, but at the time, no one was looking for him. This is shit that helps TAXSTONE, so I don't be understanding. But I guess it needs to be said or heard so other points could be made. He says, Tax used hand motions to indicate that he's saying that Benga slapped him, and then he slapped him. He used hand motions to indicate that again. Give me 1 second. He said he wanted to remain in the street while he was helping, but also said he wasn't just walking around wearing wires. Like, that was not the situation. The defense redirected, and he said he agreed, and he did agree that sometimes people lie to the U.S. District Attorney's Office, although he's insisting that he didn't. And then the jury left for a little while, and then they played the video where Casanova was talking to Uncle Murder, asking Uncle Murder why he didn't help Tax. And then allegedly more gunfire went off. I'm not sure what was going on there. Said Tax was laid low, but also says that Tax was creating podcasts while in Cali. So obviously he wasn't laying low. Told Murph about the incident, even though he was told not to. And that was the end of the day. Anything y'all want to go over? Anything y'all want to ask me about? Anything y'all would like me to discuss? Put it in the chat. I'm going to be right back. Anything y'all want me to discuss, anything that you want to ask me, put it right in the chat. you gonna throw me on a sweater? I just feel more comfortable. Throw me on a hoodie. I feel more comfortable. Anything y'all want to ask me, put it in the chat. I'm not sure what's happening tomorrow. I don't even remember if there's court tomorrow. Is there court tomorrow? Anybody remember if there's court tomorrow, or is it only court on Monday? Because I'm gonna end up going all the way down to that building for nothing. If there's not court tomorrow, we're gonna be here in the morning, and we're gonna do a nice run through of the whole entire not just the week. I guess the week. I like to finish the last day of the week out with the week. But I guess on Friday we'll do the whole week. But I guess tomorrow we'll probably do the whole week, or we'll do everything that's happened so far. We'll just do a whole update and go through everything. Can you see tax body language as Malcolm was testifying? I was looking as best as I could. Tax seemed to just be keeping his cool. I don't know no way to say that. He seems like he's just keeping his cool for the most part. Like the last thing he would want to do is be in the seat fidgeting every 5 minutes. Like that's not something that he would want to be doing. That wouldn't be in his best interest. Give me 1 second. It wouldn't be in his best interest, as while Malcolm is testifying, he's over there like, you know, like this. Like that wouldn't be in his best interest. You know what I'm saying? So it would be in his best interest to just be there, be as stoic as possible. You know, not very emotional. If he's doing too much, he'd be doing too much. Elijah says, did I say that right? Elijah said, if you never saw an interview, but you got all the facts from sitting in the courtroom, how do you feel the case is going for the defense or the prosecution? What interview? One, I don't really want to speak about how I think the case is going for either side. If somebody has a big day, I'll mention the big day. This is obviously quite a big day for the prosecution. They had a witness. He did well. I don't know how believable he was at the end of the day. Pardon me, but his actual testimony and the things that he said, he did well. For the prosecution, his actual testimony. I guess it all depends on how believable you think the guy is. That's all it refers back to. He said some things that helps the defense's case, in my opinion, and he said some things that help the prosecution's case. He said a lot of things that help the prosecution case, but when he said things like Tax didn't know that Troy Ave was going to be at the arena, when he says things like that, you know, that kind of, you know, you can't now say that TAXSTONE went there with the intent on doing something to Troy Ave. I'm just saying, that's their witness's testimony. When he says, Casanova called them up and told him about what happened, that obviously helps the prosecution. When he says, you know, TAXSTONE was a driving force on their team, pushing everybody and helping everybody get on, you know, that helps, you know, what the defense is saying when they're saying that, you know, basically Troy Ave was the one who was jealous of TAXSTONE. Now, I'm not saying who's jealous of who about whatever. But I'm saying there's things that he said that could go both ways. I forget if it's murder 1 or murder 2, but I believe it's murder 1 because they're saying that he had intent to murder. Intent. I think that's what they said. Just so we can be clear. It's actually... So I believe it's murder 1 because what they actually said was It's you can look up the statute yourself if you want. It's 125.25 subsection 1, and that's the indictment, and it's the intent to cause death. So the statute is 125.25 subsection 1. That's the statute. You can look it up yourself. Agreed. LF says it doesn't, that he's didn't, no, but we know that he's not supposed to have the firearm. But you see, when they say you can only convict him on whatever statutes he's been indicted on. You can't convict him for something he hasn't been indicted on. And that's why often you'll see a prosecution go for manslaughter rather than murder one. Because even if they feel like it's murder one, they don't think that they could get a conviction with murder one. They think it'll be too hard to prove murder one, whereas proving murder two won't be as difficult. I didn't see a question. Anything mentioned? I didn't see a question. I didn't even see the question, homie. You dubbed the question. I didn't see it. You took back all of your questions. I didn't see none of them. I didn't see the question. I didn't even know you asked the other question until you said, I just asked the question for this reason. Then I scrolled up to look at the other question. Oh, man. I'm over here drinking this water and shit. What time we got? It's only 9:15. It's really only 9:15? That can't be right. It's really only 9:15? Elijah, am I saying that right? Elijah? I'm not saying your last name. That's not going to happen. Anyway, is that an L or an I? Oh, that's an I. Okay, I might say the last name. The case with so many things being spoken on one-sided, on so many major urban outlets. Just Drink Chat, Vad TV, Math Alpha, Papa, one of them, and endless others. They all spoke on this case, but none of them are covering the trial. You ever ask yourself that? Why? I don't think they could have knew that Tax would have been there. I think they could have known that Tax got there after he got there. I don't think they could have known he was on his way to go there because TAXSTONE didn't even know he was going to go there. Okay, so it also carries subsection 1, homie. Subsection 1. But it also carries intentional or non-intentional. Yeah, but they specifically said in court with intent, just so we could be clear. Let me make sure that's not a second charge real quick. Okay, that could be for, because he's also charged with attempt murder. So defendant, indictment, accused defendant of murder, subsection 1. Is that subsection 1? Or is that just with no subsection? That's the question I'm asking. Come on, man. We BBN over here. We cover the stuff. I'm gonna keep it a fact with you. I personally don't know if those people would have been covering this or not. But I also don't think that there's many people that want to cover what I'm covering when I'm in the courtroom, because I don't think there is anyone else that does this as well as we do this, with all due respect. This is not me shooting at nobody or disrespecting anybody. I'm saying that I don't think that there's anybody that go in the courtrooms and does this as well as we do it from inside of the courtroom. I don't think there's nobody. If there is, put their name in the chat. And this is not me hating. I would like to know who else is out here doing good work. I don't think that there's anybody that does this as well as we do this. Watch when I start getting interviews like crazy and I start doing a lot of interviews. Y'all really gonna see what it is. For real, for real. Watch when we start really doing interviews. When these people start pulling up like they pulling up with these other people and want to pay for some fucking interviews, and we start getting our shit straight. Watch, you don't understand, man. All media is really inaccurate except for the case being covered now because everybody doubled back after the shooting. The fans saw it come to fruition via Twitter. I literally said, I just want y'all to understand what these dudes do over there. I literally said that I didn't hear the names, but it was like 10 of them. And then somebody came in here and said, can you tell us the 10 names? Sheesh, man. But if I disrespect them, then they're going to be like, yo, Frost be making fun of people. Appreciate you, I am LLC, King LLC. Wait, hold on. So there's no court tomorrow? Because I couldn't hear whether they said there's court tomorrow. All I know is that Troy Ave pulls up on Monday. That's all I know. So there's no court tomorrow? Eli? Because I couldn't hear them when the judge said what he said at the end of the day. I think he was ready to go. He was like, I thought he said see you tomorrow at 10. I thought he said see you in the morning. Nobody want to answer my question? Everybody knows about Monday, but nobody know about tomorrow? No, court is definitely on no Fridays, and there's one of these Thursdays that there's not going to be court. Troy and bodyguard went in trouble and got it. Unfortunately, Troy said he grabbed the gun from the tussle, but Tax actually dropped it and ran out of the room, and that's when the video shows Troy shooting. There's probably court tomorrow, seeing how they ain't Friday. You can check online. Yeah, I think there's court tomorrow. I think he said see y'all tomorrow. Nah, I haven't called on those. I don't like getting people fired, man. Y'all be seeing what be happening. That shit was weird. I don't like getting people fired. That's not something that I go out of my way to do. You did say tax through the gun, right? And I was laughing about that shit. I'm sorry I'm making jokes about this. It's a terrible situation if somebody passed away. You did say that shit. Nigga threw the gun, yo. The hell, fam? Nah, they gonna kick me out. They ain't kick me out. I ain't do nothing wrong. 10 a.m. Appreciate you. They ain't kick me out of the damn... I didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all do know that Starbucks now has a policy that you don't have to buy nothing. And you could go in there and use their bathroom, use their Wi-Fi, all that shit. And all Starbucks in America, and probably on the planet, they have a policy of that. You know, if I send that shit to Starbucks, them niggas will get fired. For real, for real. I don't really want to get nobody fired. Remember, they started that policy after those dudes in New Jersey, in Philadelphia got arrested for nothing. Yeah, after the Philadelphia incident. I don't want to get nobody fired. You see how the girl was like, I'm going to call the cops. And the cops showed up. And I was like, you want to... There they go right there. You want to tell them what happened? I was like, the police is right there. You want to tell them what happened? No, she ain't want to tell them what happened. The fuck? I'm not one of them black niggas you going to talk about you calling the cops on and that's going to make me scared. That ain't going to happen. Because I'm not one of them mofos walking around doing shit to get arrested for. So call the police on me. Talking about I can't film you. You in a public place. Every single individual, if you are in the public, you can be filmed. That is not against the law. Once you go out into a public space, a public area, you give up your right to privacy. So if anybody ever tell you that, they lying and they don't know what they're talking about. No, he was hitting the Wi-Fi on purpose. You're going to have to rewind it, Pop. You could go to the beginning of the video. Or you could watch any of the videos from all the other days. Dude, you the one that said he threw the gun. Trife is there every day. Yeah, no, I'm not being an ass. I'm saying you could literally go and look at the previous videos and then you'll be able to get enlightened. You think there's something wrong with me trying to get views on previous videos? Like, that's how this works. You could, if you want to know what we said on this video, rewind it. If it took me an hour and a half to tell you the other stuff, why am I going to start over again after being in the video for 2.5 hours? That don't make sense. This isn't me being disrespectful. Troy Ave is to testify on Monday, I'm hearing. I don't know if he threw the gun. I don't got the slightest idea. But when you said that shit yesterday, that was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like, who does that? Well, we'll see how the family responds to Troy Ave when he gets to the courtroom, right? How am I going to take a picture of Troy Ave on the stand? They taking our phones. And why would you want me to pull out my phone in the middle of a court proceeding, even if they weren't taking our phones, so I could take a picture, so I could get in trouble? I think it's 100 center. I think it's 111 center. I have no idea. If you down there, you can literally just ask. They're literally about to allegedly let Troy Ave off with just 1 year if the his testimony goes well. So I'm gonna side with LF2 on this one, just so we can be clear. Okay, Coco. I'm gonna get a little bit closer and look at this photo of you real quick. You're gonna be riding up here? You're gonna be alone, or you gonna have somebody, riding shotguns? Taz did what he did. This is not in the federal court building. This is in a criminal court building. Taz did what he did. Ab did what he did. Tax did what he did. Ab did what he did. What he did to a stalker, in the words of Frost, he wanted to sleep with Ab. Okay, I went hard on Tax that day, okay? No homo. I made a lot of jokes that day, but I'm dealing with some real stalkers, and some of them really do want to, some of those guys really do want to sleep with me. So so you got to be mindful of when I'm talking about people that's on a type of time that could be deemed that time. I might be a little harsher than I need to be, because I've been getting stalked on the internet for over 3 years now. It's been about 4 years now that I got these people that they don't do nothing but think about me all day, every day. So you got to be mindful when I'm talking about people with that might be stalking. I'm literally in the building. How are you going to tell me PMG radio is slow? I'm not even responding back to you no more. Hey, PMG video. What were you saying, PMG? Tell us all again. Say it again, PMG. Tell me about all of how this is the Fed case. Tell me about how this is a Fed case, PMG. Tell me again. Hey, PMG, tell me again how this is a Fed case. No, don't tell him nothing. Let him be stupid. Come on, PMG. Tell me. No, man, let him sound stupid. That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. You don't got no choice. You guess how you got to do it. You don't have no choice. This person is going to stay arguing like they know what they're talking about. And they don't know what they're talking about. So just encourage it. So anybody hearing them talk, so anybody hearing them talk know what type of time it is. See, I don't see. That's why I don't want to talk to these guys no more. I see what kind of people is it being here. He said he made a mistake though, but that's what I be dealing with. I'm not arguing with myself. See? You see? You see, right? I'm not arguing with myself. I'm saying you're right. You said it's a Fed case. I said, okay. Keep telling us about how it's a Fed case. That's not arguing with myself. I told you that's how you got to do these guys, man. Oh, shoot. That was dumb long time ago. Shout out to Daisy May with the $5 drop. I didn't see that. That was a stupid long time ago. Definitely appreciate you. If anybody is enjoying the show, you can pull up to the Cash App or to the PayPal. R.I.P. Banger. Damn, I was going to argue with you. We got 178 people in here. Let's hit that. People. We got 178 people in here. We get that like button, see how high we could go. Let's see how high we can send those likes, y'all. We might be able to get to 100 likes today. Y'all don't want to try to get to 100 likes? I think we should try to get to 100 likes. Felony in possession of a gun is not 20 years. That's not how the feds work. Hey, let's see if we get to 100 likes, man. We got 71 already. We almost there. Oh, man, my neck is killing me. I got to go to get my spine realigned or something. I slept on my neck weird a little while ago. My fucking neck and my shoulder been fucked up ever since. Part of my language. Look, I even think it like I'm like I think that shit is fucked up. Oh man. Anything y'all want to ask me about this particular case while we sitting up in here? Anything y'all want to ask me while we sitting up in here? Yeah, rest in peace to Ronald McFadder, aka Banger. That's a fact. See, LF2, they got you. You ain't here arguing. I don't know if you enjoying arguing because they love it, apparently. I have not seen Charlemagne in court. I don't know why you would think Charlemagne would come to court. I haven't even heard him talk about the case. He has like 8 shows. I haven't heard Charlemagne talk about this case. He is paying for the lawyer, though, allegedly. Well, the first thing I did was go to school for media. I went to school for specifically digital media. But before that, I went to school for when I was in I was a career college student. I did off and on for like 7 years. I was going to school. So yeah, I did a lot of school. A lot of school. A lot of school. And then besides that, I used to work for my pops as a basically booking jobs on the phone. So I was like a teller into telephone. So I had to deal with customer service. So I did that for a really long time. I did that for about 10, 15 years. So I just have a lot of skills, I didn't just wake up out of my bed one day. Let's put it like that. I didn't just wake up out of my bed one day. That's why the people that's trying to copy me can't copy me, because they just woke up out of their bed. I did go and do a little bit of, I took a couple of classes when I was in school revolving around law. I never thought about being an actual lawyer, though. Glad to see me do something positive with my life. I've always been doing something positive with my life. I'm kicking you just because the implication of that sentence. I've never not been doing something positive with my life. I'm kicking you just because of the implication of that sentence. Now go get another account. Anything y'all want to talk about? If not, I think we're gonna call it a night. But if there's something else that y'all want to talk about, then we chop it up on that. I think Tax appears the best way you could expect for somebody to appear in his situation. He appears strong. I don't think you're looking for anybody to be confident or not confident. You're looking to see if the person is looking like they're strong or they're weak. And he's looking really strong up there. He's looking, I don't want to say confident. I mean, I guess you could say that, but he's looking strong. That's the best way for me to be able to, the best way, the terminology I could think that best applies. He's looking strong. Yeah, I already know you was a troll. I'm gonna kick you too. My dude. This is what we do over here. I keep asking y'all, name me another YouTube channel that does this better than us. Could somebody name a YouTube channel that covers court cases better than us? We was the first people doing the paperwork shit. And then what happened? Now everybody started copying off of us. Now you got a million pages out there doing paperwork the wrong way. I stopped doing the paperwork shit because so many people was doing it wrong. Just keeping it a stat. So many people was covering the paperwork wrong. So I stopped doing it. Because it's one thing when I'm going into these courtrooms and you can see me going into the courtroom so you see what I'm doing. But it's another thing when we covering paperwork and you got people thinking they're in a battle with me over paperwork and they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even know what they talk. I've had videos where we've had over 1,000 people in here, homeboy. We kicking PMG straight out the door. You go humble yourself. How about that? Remember what I told you about people when they tell you to humble yourself? They just want you to dim your light. Don't dim your light for nobody. People be like, yo, that person needs to be humble. They just want you to dim your light. Don't dim your light for nobody. If you have to lower yourself so other people could catch up, what about all the people that want to see you win? What about all the people that want to see you succeed? You are failing them. All of the people that believe in you, you failing them. Whenever you dim your light so somebody else can look good. Never dim your light so somebody else feelings ain't hurt. Because they shouldn't be in competition with you anyway. I kicked them already. Who else want to go with them? I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being disrespectful. I don't have to accept your disrespect. Is it a factual statement that name me somebody that does this better than us? Name me some page that does this better than us. Name me one. Name me a page that does this better than us. Don't forget, with all due respect, they sent a lawyer into the courtroom with the Tory Lanez situation to do our job. They sent a lawyer. First of all praise due to the Most High. They sent a lawyer into the Tory Lanez courtroom to do our job. Y'all seen what happened? So just so we could be clear, when you send a lawyer into a courtroom and me, the not lawyer, does a better job than the actual lawyer, my dude. My dude. And he's a good lawyer on top of that, just so we can be clear. He ain't a bozo. He a good lawyer. He just don't do this. With all due respect, I'm not knocking the guy. I like the guy's page. The only video footage that was in the green room came from people's cell phones. The green room doesn't have an actual camera in it. At least it didn't when this happens. Well, shout out to the dude that did a blog on me. I got like a ton of guys that do videos on me every single day. They just mad. There's nothing I can do about it. They mad and they want everybody to dislike me because they can't be me. There's nothing I can do about that. I was in the courtroom today, and shout out the homegirl that came up to me, and we was talking about whatever, and she was like, "Stop! Don't go back and forth with the haters." She was like, "The haters don't matter." I was like, you know what, baby girl? You are correct. You are 100% correct. The haters don't matter. Like, don't go back and forth with the haters. I was like, you know what? You are 100% correct. The haters absolutely don't matter. You are 100% correct. The haters are probably somewhere right now jerking each other off. That's what the haters are doing. They somewhere right now jerking each other off, thinking about me. They like Jack Frost. They like. My apologies. I'm gonna take that back. It's just a joke. My apologies, but they somewhere pissed off. Yeah, don't tell me about them people making blogs or doing whatever about me, man. I don't care about that. I can't stop them. You can't stop jealousy, man. Jealousy can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. And that's just what it is, man. Jealousy can't be stopped, man. Don't even think, hey, what you gonna do? You gonna tell somebody to stop loving you so much that they want to be you? How's that gonna work? Because that's basically what it is. The person loves you so much that they want to be you. That they angry that they can't be you because they love what you are and who you are so much. How you gonna tell somebody to stop loving you? Especially somebody that loves you so much they want to be you. It don't make sense. Later, LF. We're about to get up out of here anyway because I'm not talking about nothing. I told y'all to ask me questions. Yeah, I told y'all to ask me questions. I'm not telling y'all about what any outcome is going to be. Can y'all stop asking me that? I don't know what the outcome is going to be. The outcome is going to be the jury's going to come to a verdict. How about that? That works? The outcome is going to be the jury is going to come to a verdict, and then the courts is going to go follow through with that verdict. That's my outcome. That fair? Why y'all keep saying free Troy Ave? He free right now. He ain't locked up. We're not doing that. We're not saying F nobody. We're not doing that. I'm going to remove that comment. We're not doing that. You could give all the support you want to give to whoever you giving, but let's not say F people. Let's not do that. Let's not even create that type of energy. I don't want that type of energy. You feel me? Show support to the people you want to show support to, though. I appreciate that. Always love, man. Love first. Shout out to the Most High. Always love first. Always love first. All right, come on, LF. One more question. Let's go. Watch. This is going to be the troll question. One more. One more question. Let's go. This is going to be the troll question. If anybody has liked any part of this troll, y'all can always pull up to the Cash App or the PayPal or go cop some merch. What's the question? I don't have any opinion other than both sides are doing a hell of a job. That's my opinion. Both sides are doing a hell of a job. And the judge is making some tough decisions behind the bench. That's my verdict. That's my opinion. The judges has some tough decisions to make, and both the prosecution and the defense are both doing a hell of a job. Copy? I know people be wanting me to like, no, we're not doing that. It's always, first of all, it's always from a place of love. Copy? We always want to speak from a place of love. Excuse me. That up in the air on who initiated the conflict. It's still up in the air. One side is saying one side is saying Tax did it, the other side is saying Troy Ave did it. That's up in the air. That's one of the points of contention in this trial. I can't tell you who did it. That's basically what the lawyers are currently arguing. Ask me, LF. Why don't you want to ask me? You was about to ask me a troll question. You know that was a joke when I said that, right? Ask me a question, man. One side is saying that TAXSTONE said what's popping and flashed his gun, and the other side is not saying that. That's what I'm trying to say. This one side is saying one thing and the other side is saying a different thing. So I can't tell you what anybody is saying. I could just tell you what's being argued in court, and that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell you what discernibly happened. How do I know? How could I know why Tax's DNA is on the tip of the gun, clip of the gun? How could I know? I want to answer questions, but if you're asking me questions that don't deal with something that happened in court, I don't really want to answer those questions. Ask me questions that has to deal with what happened in court. TAXSTONE didn't even know he was going to the event, just so we could be clear. TAXSTONE had to get talked into going to the event. So why would TAXSTONE bring, at least this is what the witness said today that happened in court. The witness today literally said, I'll bring it up. I'll scroll to what he said just so we can be clear. that they were out to eat. TAXSTONE, the witness Malcolm's girlfriend, Star, Casanova and Casanova girlfriend Jazzy went out to eat. He didn't even know that they were going to Irving Plaza. So, just so we can be clear, he didn't even know he was going to Irving Plaza. Also, we've heard Casanova say it. I believe he said it around the time that it happened, that he feels bad for convincing TAXSTONE to go to Irving Plaza to begin with. So TAXSTONE didn't know he was going to be there. That's the testimony. I can answer questions based on the testimony. That's the testimony. Now, I don't know if he knew for real, but that's what the testimony says. Tip Top Entertainment says Casanova talked him into going to the event, but he knew Troy was going to be there because Troy Ave was performing. I don't know none of that. All I'm saying is he wasn't going to go to the event. He was talking to going to the event when they was out eating. They went straight from the place where they were eating at and went straight to the event, as far as I know. So that's what I know. That's all I can tell you is what I know. That's it. That's what they said in court. You're trying to ask me questions to try to gauge my opinion or to get me to speak from an area that's outside of the factual basis of what I'm actually going to court to collect. That don't make sense. I'm going to court to collect factual information. Why would you ask me questions based on my opinion? Why would you ask me questions and want me to tell you my opinion while I'm literally going to court to get facts? So I don't understand how that makes sense. I'm not here for that. I'm not having this show so we could gossip. We're having this show so we could talk about the actual facts of the case. Troy was one of the first acts. Troy was going on first. He wasn't going on last. So I don't understand what you're trying to say. Just so we can be clear. Troy was going on first. Troy was supposed to have the 10 o'clock to 9:30 to 11:30 slot. No, they said Troy Ave was bigger than Casanova at the time that this happened. Casanova. He was bigger than Casanova around the time that this happened, allegedly. That's what Malcolm said. So that was also just Malcolm's opinion. So that was also just Malcolm's opinion, just so we could be clear. I don't know who was bigger than who. I have not said any of my own opinions as far as this is concerned since this court case started. I've only been telling y'all what's been happening in the actual courtroom. I've only been talking about what's been happening in the actual courtroom. That's it. If you don't agree with what they happening in the court, that's on you. That don't got nothing to do with me. And shout out to everybody that I met in the courthouse today that was extremely welcoming. I met a lot of people in the courtroom today. A couple of people in the courtroom today that was extremely welcoming, even though I know some people might, whatever. But they was extremely welcoming, extremely polite, extremely welcoming. It was a good situation. I don't often meet people from that know that I'm frost. So it was kind of dope to meet some people that knew I was frost and to see how they interacted with me. And they was not like BANs. You know what I'm saying? It was just like regular people. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. Yeah, that was dope. And it's dope that people in real life know that them niggas is just hating for no reason. Like it's dope when you meet people and they like real, like, and they just real people, and like they doing shit in the world. You understand what I'm saying? Like they actually doing shit in the world, and they meet you, and you be like, "Yo, really? This motherfucker want to do business with me? Like, really? I got invited to a podcast today. I like a ton of things. Like you be like, really? It just makes you just start looking at shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. Like, it was dope. No idea why the trial took so long. They had to get everything lined up. That's all I can say. I don't know. Maybe they was just trying to. Sometimes it takes a long time to get trials started because they trying to get deals. You know what I'm saying? Like the when you got money, you could put the trial off. Sometimes the defense is just getting the trial put off. You got a little bit of money, you could get the trial put off. Look, this dude still ain't go to trial. It's just that he's free. Little Dirk still ain't go to trial. No, look how long Little Dirk was able to keep that one trial off, and then the next thing you know, now there's gonna be no trial. You know what I'm saying? So that happens. So that's how you gotta look at it. You understand what I'm saying? COVID set everybody back. That's a fact. COVID made it so we couldn't go to the courtrooms. Imagine if we was able to go to the courtrooms when freaking R. Kelly was out here. So that was dope. Like, that was lit. Like, not for nothing. Like, that was lit. See those people that want to actually, like, work with me? Like, motherfuckers was exchanging information. It was dope. I think I didn't recognize some people, so they might have felt the way, but don't feel no way. I'm not, sometimes I can't recognize people in real time. Nobody got time for haters. And as y'all obviously see, we had people that was in the courtroom in this chat, and they told you everything that I said was on point and what happened in actual court, just so we can be clear. In any regard, we about to get up out of here. Everybody enjoy your day. Everybody enjoy your day. We about to get up out of here. If you got anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You don't never know what's going to happen. Give people their flowers while they're still here. And give if you got anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. Give everybody the flowers while they're still here. You don't never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And whenever you wake up, go to bed, make sure that you drink water. You want to get all that water up in your stomach because you want to get your body, it's going to absorb those nutrients better when there's nothing else in your stomach. And whenever you're helping somebody else be the best them that you could be, in that moment, you being the best you that you could be. Like, comment, God first. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.